Have you ever felt a strange sense of discomfort around someone, as if an invisible weight were pressing down on your spirit? Maybe you've encountered a person who seems to thrive on the suffering of others, someone who manipulates your emotions, or tries to control every part of your life. If you've ever wondered why certain people leave you feeling drained, uneasy, or even anxious after being around them, then this video is made for you. We're diving deep into 9, possibly even 10, undeniable signs that reveal truly toxic or evil individuals. These are traits you need to recognize early to protect yourself from emotional harm and heartbreak. Stay with us until the very end, because understanding these signs could be the key to protecting your peace, energy, and mental well-being. Plus, we'll introduce you to a revolutionary tool developed by NASA scientists that can help unlock your brain's full potential. It's designed to effortlessly attract success, happiness, and clarity into your life. You definitely don't want to miss it. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I encourage you to do so now, and make sure to hit the notification bell so you won't miss any of our upcoming videos. Your support truly means the world to me, and if you find this video valuable, please give it a like and share it. It helps spread the wisdom we've gathered, especially from the life lessons of the older generations. If you're interested in this topic, comment 1 below. If not, comment 0. Your feedback helps me improve and create better content tailored to what you really want.
Let's begin with sign number 1, taking pleasure in others' pain. One of the clearest signs of a truly toxic or even evil person is when they feel joy in someone else's suffering. If you've ever noticed someone smirking, laughing, or looking pleased when others are going through hardship, you're likely dealing with a deeply negative and harmful individual. This kind of behavior reveals a disturbing absence of empathy, and it often goes beyond passive observation. These people may actively create painful situations just to witness others suffer. It's not just insensitivity, it's cruelty masked as amusement. Picture this. You're overwhelmed at work, buried under deadlines, and instead of offering a helping hand, a coworker stands by and laughs at your stress. Or imagine confiding in a friend about a painful breakup, and rather than comfort you, they make mocking jokes or sarcastic remarks. These moments may seem small at first, but they expose something darker, someone who enjoys your pain. In more extreme cases, these individuals stir up conflict on purpose. They spread rumors, manipulate facts, and create chaos, just to sit back and watch relationships fall apart. Their satisfaction lies not in resolution, but in destruction. They revel in discord and feed off emotional drama like it's entertainment. That's why it's vital to recognize this behavior early. The sooner you do, the sooner you can protect your mental and emotional well-being. Acknowledge the truth. If someone consistently finds joy in your discomfort, that person does not belong in your life. No one deserves to be surrounded by people who thrive on pain, gossip, or conflict. Your peace of mind, your happiness, your emotional health, they all matter. And protecting them starts with walking away from those who find pleasure in your struggle. Sign number 2, the need to control your life. Another unmistakable sign of a toxic or even evil person is their overwhelming desire to control, not just their own life, but yours as well. These individuals feel anxious, even powerless, unless they are dictating every detail of the world around them. Control to them isn't about structure, it's about domination. They will do whatever it takes to ensure that things unfold exactly as they want. And if no one pushes back, they will abuse that power without hesitation. Think of a boss who insists on overseeing every tiny detail of your work, not to support or mentor you, but to assert authority. They micromanage, question every move, and leave you feeling suffocated and distrusted. Or picture a friend who never asks what you'd like to do, because they've already decided everything. From where you go to what you eat to who's invited, they plan it all, with no room for your voice. This obsessive need to control isn't just frustrating, it can be psychologically draining. Worse still, these people often manipulate situations to maintain control. They may create strict rules for how things should be done or use emotional blackmail to keep others compliant. For example, imagine a romantic partner who constantly checks your location, questions your friends, and monitors your every move, not out of genuine care, but out of a deep desire to control your freedom. They'll often disguise this behavior as concern or love, but make no mistake, their goal is control, not connection. Over time, their control can become oppressive. They might undermine your confidence, limit your choices, and make you second-guess your own judgment. Eventually, you may feel like you've lost your voice, your independence, even your identity. That's why it's essential to recognize these behaviors early and set firm, healthy boundaries. It might feel difficult, even intimidating, to stand up to someone who has wrapped their control tightly around your life. But it's absolutely necessary for your mental and emotional well-being. No one has the right to dictate your life. Your choices, your freedom, and your peace of mind belong to you. Reclaiming your autonomy isn't just about breaking free. It's about rediscovering your strength and living authentically on your own terms. And if you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, comment 1 below to let me know you're here with me on this journey. Sign number 3, that unshakable, strange feeling around them. Sometimes your body knows what your mind hasn't figured out yet. One of the most telling signs that someone may be toxic, or even dangerous, is the way you feel when you're around them. It's not always something you can explain. It's not always something they say or do directly. But deep down you know, something feels off. You may notice an odd sense of unease, restlessness, or fatigue whenever they're near. It's as if your entire body is sounding an alarm, tightening your chest, making your heart race, or leaving you drained, even after a short interaction. These physical and emotional cues are not to be ignored. Imagine this. You're at a joyful family gathering, the room full of laughter and warmth. Yet, the moment one particular person walks in, the atmosphere shifts. You feel your mood dip, tension rise, and a subtle but pressing desire to withdraw. Maybe you avoid their gaze or instinctively move away. These reactions aren't random. They're warnings. It's like a dark cloud settles over the room the moment they appear. Even if they haven't spoken a word, their energy alone can make the space feel heavier, colder. Or picture a coworker who never directly says anything rude, yet every time they approach, your shoulders tense and your thoughts scatter. You can't explain why, but your anxiety spikes. You feel drained after even the shortest interaction. This is your intuition quietly screaming, "Pay attention." Even friends can trigger this reaction. Maybe someone in your circle seems nice on the surface, smiling, polite, even helpful. But you always walk away from them feeling a little worse, a little more anxious, a little more depleted. That's no coincidence. Your subconscious might be picking up on subtle signs of insincerity, manipulation, or hidden negativity. These feelings, tightness, discomfort, anxiety, exhaustion, are not just in your head. They are your body's defense mechanisms warning you that something is wrong. Your instincts can detect danger even when logic has no evidence. This inner radar evolved for your protection. Trust it. When someone consistently makes you feel unsettled, it's time to take those feelings seriously. You might need to set boundaries, reduce contact, or in some cases, remove them from your life completely. Your peace of mind, your emotional safety, and your mental clarity matter. It's not selfish to protect them, it's essential. So listen closely to your body, honor your gut feelings, and most importantly, trust yourself. If someone consistently makes you feel uneasy, it's not a coincidence. It's a warning. Prioritize your well-being by stepping away from anyone who disrupts your inner peace. Remember, your feelings are valid. Your mental health is worth protecting. And choosing distance over discomfort is always the right decision. Sign number 4, a complete lack of responsibility. One of the most damaging traits of truly toxic or malicious people is their utter refusal to take responsibility for their actions. They are experts at shifting blame, avoiding accountability, and, perhaps most frustrating of all, playing the victim. No matter what happens, it's never their fault. They twist the truth, manipulate situations, and often leave others apologizing for mistakes they didn't even make. Picture this. A coworker makes a critical mistake on a major project. Instead of owning up to it and working toward a solution, they immediately deflect, pointing fingers at everyone but themselves. They might blame the team, the system, or, worst of all, you. Suddenly, you're under scrutiny for something you had nothing to do with. This behavior not only poisons the work environment, it leaves you feeling confused, unjustly accused, and emotionally drained. It's exhausting to work beside someone who is always looking for a scapegoat, especially when that scapegoat is you. Or imagine a friend who's constantly caught up in chaos. Every failed relationship, missed appointment, or personal setback is someone else's fault. If they're late, it's because of traffic. If they lose a job, it's because their boss was jealous. If they hurt someone's feelings, it's because you were too sensitive. They never reflect. They never admit wrongdoing. And they certainly never change. This constant blame shifting doesn't just protect them, it slowly chips away at you. Over time, you might find yourself apologizing for things you didn't do, questioning your own actions, or feeling inexplicably guilty. That's no accident. These individuals are often master manipulators. They subtly rewrite events and twist your words until you feel like the one who messed up. It's emotionally exhausting, mentally disorienting, and over time it can erode your self-esteem and confidence. You start walking on eggshells, second-guessing yourself, and carrying a burden that was never yours to bear. This constant need to defend your intentions, prove your innocence, or explain your actions can leave you feeling powerless and frustrated. That's why recognizing this behavior is so important. Their inability or refusal to take responsibility isn't your burden to carry. It's a reflection of their character, not yours. To protect yourself, you must learn to set clear boundaries. Stop absorbing their blame. Stop apologizing for their choices. Start recognizing the manipulation and step away from it. Sometimes that means reducing your interaction. Other times, it means having hard conversations. And in more severe cases, it might mean cutting ties completely. But whatever action you take, do it for your own mental and emotional health. You deserve to be in relationships, whether personal or professional, where accountability is shared, mistakes are owned, and your peace is not sacrificed. And if you're still with me, still watching and finding value in these insights, please comment too below to let me know you're here. It means a lot to know we're walking through this together. Sign number 5, a constant habit of lying. One of the most destructive behaviors often found in truly toxic people is their relentless habit of lying. For them, lying isn't just occasional, it's a way of life. They lie with ease, without guilt, and for a wide range of reasons. To gain advantage, to manipulate others, to cover their tracks, or sometimes simply for amusement. To them, your trust means nothing. Their only loyalty is to their own interests, no matter the damage they cause in the process. Consider a coworker who constantly fabricates stories about their accomplishments. They boast about achievements they didn't earn, exaggerate their role in team successes, and create an illusion of superiority. This isn't innocent self-promotion, it's calculated deception. And when lies like these go unchecked, they poison the workplace environment, making everyone doubt each other and eroding the very foundation of collaboration and trust. Or think of a friend who promised to attend a special event in your life, only to cancel last minute claiming they were sick. Later, you discover they were out enjoying themselves elsewhere. At first glance, it may seem like a small, harmless lie, but beneath it lies something deeper: disrespect, carelessness, and a lack of consideration for your time, your feelings, and your relationship. These aren't isolated incidents. Chronic liars use deception as a tool of control. A partner might lie about their emotions, intentions, or even their actions, not out of fear but to maintain the upper hand. This form of manipulation creates a constant state of imbalance where you're left confused, uncertain, and emotionally vulnerable. And it doesn't stop there. Some will go as far as to fabricate gossip, twist facts, and spread misinformation, turning people against one another simply to watch the chaos unfold, or to advance their own agenda. This is particularly insidious, as it sows deep mistrust and can fracture friendships, destroy teamwork, and leave lasting emotional scars. What starts as a few white lies or minor exaggerations eventually becomes a web of deceit. Over time, these lies compound, slowly breaking down the core of every relationship they touch. When you can no longer distinguish truth from manipulation, you're forced into a state of constant suspicion, a deeply exhausting and disheartening place to be. The truth is simple. Someone who lies repeatedly, even about the small things, is showing you exactly how little they respect you, your intelligence, and your trust. They're willing to gamble with your emotions for their benefit, revealing that your well-being means less to them than their momentary convenience or advantage. It's painful to confront, but it's also powerful. Recognizing habitual dishonesty for what it is can help you reclaim your peace and protect your heart. If you find yourself entangled with someone who lies constantly, ask yourself, can I build something meaningful with a person who has no respect for truth? Because without honesty, no relationship, romantic, professional, or personal, can survive. To protect yourself, you must set firm boundaries. Call out dishonesty when you see it. Refuse to excuse or enable it. And if the line continues, be willing to step back. Sometimes for good. Your mental clarity, emotional safety, and self-respect are worth far more than the illusion of connection built on lies. Sign number 6, an absence of remorse. One of the most unsettling traits of truly toxic or evil individuals is their complete lack of remorse. They don't feel guilt, they don't apologize sincerely, and they show no real concern for the emotional impact of their actions. Even when confronted with clear evidence of the harm they've caused, they'll twist the narrative, deny wrongdoing, or shift the blame elsewhere. Anything to avoid accountability. Take, for example, a coworker who shamelessly takes credit for your hard work. When you call them out, instead of apologizing, they brush it off with excuses. They might claim they were just helping, or imply you couldn't have achieved the success without them. This isn't just selfish, it's calculated, manipulative, and devoid of integrity. They're more invested in advancing themselves than in doing what's right. Or imagine a friend who often makes cruel or cutting remarks. When you finally open up about how their words hurt you, they dismiss your feelings, suggesting you're too sensitive or that you're overreacting. Instead of acknowledging the pain they've caused, they invalidate your emotions and make you question your reality. This is classic gaslighting, a powerful psychological tactic designed to confuse, control, and silence you. And when they're cornered, when you finally try to hold them accountable, they don't admit fault, they play the victim. Suddenly, they're the one who's hurt, misunderstood, or attacked. This reversal is deliberate. It's emotional manipulation intended to make you feel guilty for speaking up, all while protecting them from consequences. These individuals don't change because they don't think they need to. Their absence of remorse means they'll repeat harmful behaviors again and again, confident that they can get away with it. And too often, they do. Recognizing this lack of remorse is critical to protecting your emotional well-being. People who feel no guilt or shame for the pain they cause are dangerous, because they have no internal compass to stop them. They can hurt you repeatedly and never feel a thing. That's why you must set boundaries, clear, firm, and unapologetic. Whether it's reducing contact, confronting the behavior directly, or walking away entirely, your mental and emotional health must come first. Healthy relationships are built on empathy, respect, and accountability. If those things are missing, especially remorse, then the relationship becomes unsafe. You cannot grow, heal, or thrive in an environment where your emotions are dismissed and your pain is ignored. Reevaluating these dynamics takes courage, but it's a crucial step toward healing and self-respect. You deserve relationships rooted in mutual care, where apologies are sincere and your feelings are honored. In the end, identifying and addressing a lack of remorse in others empowers you. It protects your peace. It frees you to cultivate relationships built on trust and truth, not guilt and manipulation. Remember, you are worthy of compassion. You are worthy of respect. And you deserve to be surrounded by people who care when you're hurting, not people who cause the pain and walk away without a second thought. And if you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment 3 below to let me know you're here and growing alongside me. Sign number 7, a disturbing tendency toward cruelty. Cruelty is one of the most chilling and unmistakable signs of a truly toxic or evil person. These individuals exhibit a profound lack of empathy, and more disturbingly, they often take pleasure in the pain and discomfort of others. For them, causing emotional or even physical harm isn't an accident. It's intentional. In the workplace, this might look like a colleague who regularly humiliates others in meetings, not to offer feedback but to assert dominance or ridicule. They mock your ideas, spotlight your flaws in front of others, and use sarcasm or criticism as a weapon. Their goal isn't improvement, it's humiliation. This behavior poisons team morale, fosters a hostile atmosphere, and chips away at your self-worth. But cruelty isn't limited to the office. It can wear a friendly face too. Imagine a so-called friend who jokes about your most personal struggles, things you once confided in them. They turn your pain into entertainment. Your vulnerability becomes their punchline, and when you speak up, they dismiss it as just a joke, revealing their utter disregard for your emotional well-being. This type of person doesn't just lack empathy, they enjoy your discomfort. That's what makes cruelty such a dangerous and damaging trait. In more extreme cases, cruelty escalates to abuse. A partner who regularly insults you, belittles you, or uses physical force to control or dominate you is not just being mean. They are exhibiting overt cruelty. These actions are never about love or care. They are about power, control, and dehumanization. They ignore your dignity and endanger your safety. Recognizing cruelty in someone is not just important, it's essential for your emotional, psychological, and physical safety. People who display this level of callousness will not change because they see no reason to. They feel entitled to cause harm, and the longer you tolerate it, the more damage it can inflict. That's why setting strong boundaries and distancing yourself from cruel individuals must be a top priority. It's not about being dramatic, it's about protecting your peace, your self-respect, and your life. If you find yourself on the receiving end of cruelty, whether it's disguised as jokes, criticism, manipulation, or violence, do not minimize it. Seek support. Talk to someone you trust. Take steps to create a safe environment, emotionally and physically. You have every right to be protected, heard, and respected. In conclusion, cruelty should never be normalized or excused. Identifying it for what it is, and removing it from your life, is a powerful step toward healing and personal freedom. You deserve relationships rooted in kindness, dignity, and empathy. Nothing less. Sign number 8. Warnings from friends and family about someone's character. Sometimes, the clearest sign that someone might be bad for you doesn't come from your own intuition, but from the people who know and love you most. One of the most powerful and easily overlooked red flags is when trusted friends or family members express concern about someone in your life. These warnings are rarely random. More often, they're based on first-hand experiences, patterns they've observed, or subtle signs that you may be too close or too emotionally invested to see clearly. Imagine you're starting a new romantic relationship. Things feel exciting, fresh, and full of potential. But then a close friend or family member pulls you aside. They share uncomfortable stories about this person's past, tales of manipulation, dishonesty, or emotional damage left in their wake. You might feel defensive, eager to believe that things will be different with you. But this is the moment to pause, not to push back. Or picture starting a new job only to be warned by coworkers about a particular supervisor. They describe how this person regularly lashes out under pressure, plays favorites, or sabotages team morale. These aren't petty office rumors. These are cautionary tales drawn from lived experience. Ignoring them could mean walking directly into a toxic environment, unprepared. The reason these warnings matter is simple. They come from people with no hidden agenda, only genuine concern for your well-being. Your loved ones don't benefit from planting doubt. They speak up because they care. And when multiple people voice the same concerns, it's often a glaring signal that something is truly wrong. It's easy to be swayed by someone's charm, especially when their current behavior seems kind or attentive. But don't let temporary niceness blind you to long-term patterns. Someone's past actions, especially when consistent, are often a more accurate predictor of future behavior than the honeymoon phase you're currently experiencing. Taking these warnings seriously doesn't mean acting on fear. It means staying alert. It means watching closely, especially when the person's behavior starts to mirror the red flags others warned you about. It means protecting your emotional investment before it becomes too deep to retreat from safely. Your friends and family often notice signs you might overlook in moments of infatuation or excitement. And while no one is perfect, a repeated chorus of concern should never be dismissed as coincidence. Trusting those who've stood by you through the highs and lows of life can be a lifeline. Their perspective, their loyalty, and their honesty are gifts. When they raise a flag, don't look away. Listen, reflect, and proceed with caution. Because in the end, your emotional and mental well-being matter more than fleeting chemistry or surface-level charm. Protecting your peace sometimes means believing others when they see what you can't. And if you're still here, still reflecting with me on these lessons, comment 4 below so I know you're walking this path of awareness and growth alongside me. Sign number 9, contempt, the silent poison of emotional abuse. Contempt is one of the most corrosive and manipulative behaviors that toxic individuals use to exert control. Unlike anger or frustration, which may flare up in a moment, contempt is cold, calculated, and deeply rooted in disrespect. It is a weapon used not to challenge you, but to diminish you. People who wield contempt aim to make you feel less than. They attack your appearance, your passions, your dreams, anything that gives you confidence or identity. Imagine a partner who constantly criticizes the way you look. They don't offer suggestions with love. They deliver sharp, dismissive comments like, "You'd be attractive if you lost some weight," or "Why can't you dress better?" These remarks aren't designed to help you, they're meant to tear you down. Over time, such cruelty can erode your self-worth, making you question your value and appearance, even when nothing is wrong. Or consider a friend who mocks your interests, sneers at your achievements, or ridicules your goals. Maybe they laugh when you share something you're proud of, or roll their eyes when you talk about a dream you're chasing. They may act like your passions are silly or pointless, planting doubt where there should be pride. This is not teasing. This is contempt. And it's dangerous. Contempt is used strategically to make you doubt yourself, to weaken your confidence, and ultimately to make you dependent on them for validation. When someone treats you this way, they're not trying to build you up. They're trying to reshape how you see yourself to better serve their own needs. It's a subtle, steady erosion of self-esteem. And the worst part, you may not even notice it's happening until you've already begun to internalize their judgments. But here's the truth. You are not the problem. The person showing contempt is projecting their own insecurities and control issues onto you. Their words do not define your worth, your dreams, your appearance, your personality. They are yours to cherish, not theirs to dismantle. You deserve respect, encouragement, and space to grow. Anyone who tries to make you feel small, foolish, or unworthy is not a person who has your best interests at heart. If you find yourself constantly belittled, questioned, or judged by someone close to you, take it seriously. This behavior is a red flag, a clear sign that they are not invested in your emotional well-being. Protect yourself by creating distance. Rebuild your sense of self outside of their influence. Seek relationships that nurture your confidence and celebrate your individuality. Because you matter. Your dreams matter. Your voice, your body, your passions. They all deserve to be treated with kindness and care. Do not let anyone rewrite your self-worth through contempt. You are enough, exactly as you are. Sign number 10. Animal abuse, a disturbing reflection of inner cruelty. One of the most revealing and alarming indicators of a person's true nature is how they treat animals. While animals cannot speak for themselves, their treatment speaks volumes about the character of those responsible for their care. Repeated cruelty or neglect toward animals often signals a dangerous lack of empathy, emotional regulation, and respect for life itself. Imagine witnessing a neighbor who consistently yells at or strikes their dog, claiming it's discipline. You don't need to be an expert to know this is more than poor judgment. It's cruelty. The pain inflicted on the animal is heartbreaking, but what's equally disturbing is what it reveals. A person so lacking in compassion that they resort to violence against something defenseless. This behavior isn't just a red flag, it's a warning flare. Another harrowing scenario involves someone who keeps animals in inhumane conditions. Perhaps their pets are chronically malnourished, left outside in extreme weather, or denied basic hygiene and medical care. This isn't ignorance, it's willful neglect. It reflects a chilling disregard for suffering and a refusal to acknowledge responsibility for the lives they've taken into their hands. Research has repeatedly shown that animal abuse is often a gateway to more serious forms of violence. Many individuals with violent tendencies toward people have a history of cruelty toward animals. Why? Because harming something weaker without remorse is a direct reflection of a person's inner darkness, their absence of empathy, their desire for control, their comfort with causing pain. These behaviors may be especially difficult to recognize when they come from someone close. A friend, a family member, a romantic partner. You might be tempted to excuse it. They were just stressed. It's only an animal. But no excuse makes abuse acceptable. A lack of compassion toward animals is rarely isolated. It often extends into how a person treats other humans, particularly those they perceive as weaker. Recognizing these signs requires courage, especially when they clash with personal relationships. But turning a blind eye to cruelty only allows it to grow unchecked. If you suspect someone is abusing or neglecting animals, take action. Create distance. Speak up if it's safe. And when possible, report the behavior to appropriate authorities or animal protection organizations. In doing so, you not only protect innocent lives, but potentially prevent harm to others down the line. Because how someone treats animals is not a trivial detail. It's a mirror to their soul. And if that reflection reveals cruelty, manipulation, or indifference, it's a powerful sign that this is someone who cannot be trusted with your emotional safety either. Remember, kindness to the voiceless is one of the purest indicators of humanity, and cruelty toward them is one of the clearest signs of danger. If you can think of other signs that reveal a person's true character, ones we haven't discussed here, feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. Your voice matters, and your insights might help someone else recognize what they've been struggling to see. And if you've made it to this point, let's take a moment to affirm something powerful. Good always triumphs over evil. Truth, empathy, and inner strength will always outlast manipulation and cruelty. You are not alone on this journey. Your support means the world. Please like this video, subscribe, and share it with those who might benefit from these lessons. Together, we can build a more emotionally aware and compassionate community. Today, we've explored 10 unmistakable signs that may indicate you're dealing with someone harmful. from taking pleasure in others' pain to cruelty, manipulation, and emotional control. Each sign is a warning, and every one of them is an opportunity to protect yourself and those you love. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What resonated with you the most? Which of these signs do you plan to be more mindful of moving forward? Have you experienced any of these behaviors in your own life? Share your thoughts below. We grow stronger through reflection and shared experience. If you found this video helpful, please like, comment, and share it with others who might need these insights. And don't forget to subscribe for more thought-provoking content on emotional health, personal growth, and building positive relationships. Thank you for watching. Keep seeking wisdom, protect your peace, and remember, you deserve relationships rooted in respect, empathy, and truth. Never settle for anything less.